So I'm going to show you all real quick how we do a slab mug, or how we build a slab mug. Just dropped my slabs when I was on my way over to the table, so they're a little janky looking, but it'll be okay. So what you want to do is you're going to roll out a slab just like we always do. Make sure that you use those dowels to keep the spacing even and consistent throughout. You want to cut a circle, very circular shape. There's all kinds of things around the classroom that you can use as a stencil to trace around to get that circle. And then you want to cut a rectangle, a long rectangle. So this needs to be big enough that it's going to go around your circle completely. We want to use a rectangle and try to use a straight edge. That's going to give us the most even, as far as height goes, mug. So if yours is a little uneven, which mine is, it's always easier to make it straight before you try attaching it. Once it's attached, it becomes really hard to even it out. So we have that there. I have my slip. I have a little bit of extra clay, and then I have a tool. I don't have a needle tool. Hold on, I'll BRB. Now I have a tool. So I score all around the outside top edge of my base. Right, score all along that. Remember, when we're scoring, we're really cutting into the surface to make it big and deep. Then I'm going to score along the bottom edge as well of the wall. Remember my slabs, I rolled them out this morning and they've been kind of staying out. So they are dried up a little bit. Like, they're not like super duper wet, so they're not really slumping over, but they're still wet enough that I'm able to bend it without it cracking or breaking. Okay, so I add that in. I get some slip, your potter's thumb, if you have one, or just your finger, slip along the base, right? So slip all along here where I scored. Slip all along here where I scored. And then you just start at one side. Remember, we do like our squish and smush as we go all the way around and bring them together. So once we have, should have put this on a turntable. Once I have this in, I want to just check to make sure that it's all on the base. We want it to be sitting on top of the base, not outside of it, so that if I pick it up, all that I see is the circle, not that layer of wall on the outside. These right here, this wall right here, you can overlap it. So I just created a little bit of an overlap. Take your needle tool, score that on both sides. So I'm going to score on here, turn it around and show you guys in a moment. I'm going to score along here. So you can see, like, this is scored and this is scored. And then I'm not going to take a whole lot of slip for this one. I'm going to get like mostly water, just a little bit of slip, and I'm only going to put it on one side, water on the other. And then I just kind of squish these two together and I blend it until it's smooth. The last thing that I'm going to do blend that. All right, blend it on the inside as well. The last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of clay. I'm going to make a foil, and this is to blend that inside seam against the base and the wall. So just like how we did when we did our our boxes, how we did around all the corners. We're doing the same thing here, so I'm just going to kind of drop it in there. And then I am on the inside blending, 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 blending and swishing, blending and swishing. That's it. So keep in mind, however tall you make uh, your rectangle, that's how tall the walls are going to be, right? From here, I would add a handle, clean up the lip. I'd clean up the lip first, then add a handle, then start decorating and doing all that stuff. We want to let it set up until it's a little bit more leather hard before we attach the handle on this, because we want it to be able to keep that weight and to have us being attaching it. If you want to do a different kind of shape with your mug, this is the stage that you do that. So like right now, the clay is still soft enough that I can kind of push out on this side and round it. See that happening on this side. Do be aware that you get like these stretch marks, so make sure that you come back through and blend that, smooth that out with either a sponge or just a little bit of water on your finger. I can also, if I want to blend it in, do that as pushing it into this side. And be aware of where you're putting your handle. Make sure your lip is nice and clean, smooth, and rounded. That's all.